Hey folks, Aaron Santangelo with SEEDWAY out here in a beautiful field of 63SR wheat, making stand counts and in particular tiller counts for some of our nitrogen management this coming spring. When we're out looking at a field like this, we want to be sure to take these tiller counts to help us determine whether we should split an application of nitrogen, put most of it up front to help us green up and tiller, or maybe delay that application till later on so that we can utilize it best to put yield into those plants. In order to do a stand count or a tiller count, measure out 1 foot of space in that field, or I should say in that row, and dig up each of the individual plants that you can. As you can see here, we dug up for a section of a 1 foot row and started doing our tiller counts. When you're counting the tillers on a plant, you're basically counting those sections that have 2 to 3 leaves on them, including that main stem for this measurement. So as you can see here, we do have a plant that's got 4 tillers, 1, 2, 3, and 4, that all have 3 or more leaves on them. We count that for the number of plants that we have in our row, multiply that number by 12 inches and divide it by our row spacing. This gives us the number of tillers that we have per square foot in that field. We can easily multiply that by 9 to get our number of tillers per square yard. In this field, for example, we're seeing about 65 tillers per that 12 foot or 12 inches of row spacing. We multiply it by 12 and divide it by our row spacing of 7.5 inches. Each of these rows are 7.5 inches in between, and we get a number around 100 to 104 tillers per square foot. We multiply that by 9, get around 900 tillers per square yard in that field. When we're looking at our nitrogen recommendations for that case, we want to consider 3 different brackets. The first is that we're looking under 450 tillers per square yard. In that case, we'd want to apply most, if not all, of our nitrogen up front at this stage so that we can get those plants to put on additional tillers, which will help give us yield. If we're looking at 750 or more tillers per square yard, in this case we're looking at 900, we may want to hold off on that nitrogen application till later, around jointing stage, to help produce more yield per tiller rather than adding more tillers. In between those stages, we're going to maybe look at a split application of nitrogen, some up here at this time of year and a little bit later during jointing. When we do that tiller count, we can help balance our risk of nitrogen losses as well as provide the best yields that we can. While we're out here, it's a good opportunity to take a look at the diseases that we may have in those fields and try to evaluate what we may need to do this spring. Now with this field of 63SR, it's a beautiful crop. It looks pretty clean. We'd worry about having some snow mold or powdery mildew at this stage, but this field's pretty clean. I expect it with a good shot of nitrogen to make excellent yields. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.